totally forgot that there's a NutriBullet here, and I don't have to just shake my protein shake in some odd form. So if you don't know, I actually forgot my shaker bottle at home. So I've been forced to make them in awkward ways, but now that I remembered we have this, it's gonna be so much easier and so much fun. Like, I had like the baby NutriBullet, whatever it was, Ninja or something, and this thing just like seems like it's gonna crank. Oh, there's a button. I have to have an on. So, as you guys saw, I don't know if there's a predetermined setting, but I think the shake's good. I totally thought that I like unscrewed the top while it was in there, and I was like, oh, I slightly did actually. Yeah. So I think I just need to, I just need to apply pressure down. The older ones, I guess this one's pretty new, but in the older versions, you had to actually push down and twist. So this one you just need to push down. For anybody who buys a new NutriBullet, don't ruin it this way. A lid? Do I use this lid? Lid on top. I put that on top because there's like liquid coming all over the place. That is a good shake. So I used 12 ounces of water and 3 scoops, and I'm using my Amplified Wheyabolic Extreme. It is cookies and cream flavored. Pizza's done! So we got some DiGiorno's, and I actually added a little bit of extra cheese to it. But my glass is empty, so we're having some of this. I actually got it for the pork. Not to put on the pork, but to drink with the pork. But I wanted to try it, so yeah. I'm being a basic girl right now. Peaches and wine on a, oh boy, on a Wednesday night. Alright, this should be fun. So you even have the option to add alcohol in. Like, what the hell? What's up, guys? So I'm in BJ's. I'm doing my grocery shopping for the week, and here's what I got. So, pork, cheese, chicken. I'm gonna show you guys this stuff later, but this is like all I need for most of my meals for the week. And I did manage to fit DiGiorno pizza in there into my macros. Now I'm not counting macros, but I am keeping track of them. So I'll show you it all when I get home. We just got back from BJ's, and this is the haul. We got cheese, DiGiorno pizzas, red and green peppers and onions, wine, egg whites, corn egg bars, rye bread, chicken, lots of pork, and some raspberries. Now, the biggest part of this is the fact that this food is going to last me 2 weeks, okay? It cost me $99.37, I think. So, I'm proving a point that all of these types of food and these specific things fit into my macros well. I'm not doing a diligent macro type of thing for my diet right now. I'm just making sure that I have low fat intake, low carb intake, high protein intake. I'm just trying to like get used to picking out foods that are that type. This is what I'm trying to teach you guys to do as well, where you are able to grab foods like this, look at them and be like, okay, well, I want to get cheese, but you go through the macros on them and you're like, okay, this one's actually probably the best one because let's see, you got 6 grams of fat in it, and 1 carbohydrate and 8 grams of protein. Now there was like a ton of different cheeses there. I'm just using this as the one example for today, but there was a ton of different cheeses there, and I could have gotten the one that was 9 grams of fat, Think like 10 grams of carbohydrates and only 3 grams of protein. And it's the same amount, costs the same, it's just not as healthy for you. So this one does say reduced fat, like it doesn't taste any worse or any better, so why not get it? But that's the main point. I will be doing a meal prep tomorrow, but it will all be going in this video that I'm putting up. Sort of doing like a small like trip through Portsmouth and meal prep, and I might grill some stuff, so that should be fun. Alright, we finally got the bottle open. Let's see if I can finagle this. There we go. Nice. Actually, smells pretty good, not gonna lie. Alright, now I'm gonna watch a movie before I do some edits. This is gonna be good. So what you're seeing me doing now is I'm actually bagging up the prepackaged chicken. So I believe this is freezer safe, just the bag itself. But I put it in my own Ziploc bags that are freezer safe, just because I've had a couple of these already come open. Not like open, just like a little slit here and there. And I don't want to ruin the food, so just precaution. Because what this is these are going to be my chicken for next week. Because I'm going to eat all the pork this week, and then if I run out, or when it becomes the end of the week, then I'll actually add all of it in and cook it again. So I don't do a 2-week meal prep. I do buy my food for 2 weeks, but I only cook a week at a time, because otherwise it will go bad. I never used to make my bed, but since I have started, I've sort of realized that when I actually do make my bed, I get up and I stay up. If I don't make my bed, then I'll just kind of crawl back in after doing a few things and pass out for an extra hour or two. And it just kind of starts to destroy your days when you're trying to be successful and get shit done. So if you guys are having any type of trouble with that, I definitely suggest to start adding that into your daily routine, and you should start to notice a difference and things should start to get better. Here is the list of things to do today. Let's get it. So the grill started, and here's our pork. So we got, let's see, 12 pork chops over here and 4 right here. 4 just here because they couldn't fit on the plate, or the cutting pad, whatever we want to call that. I forget what it's called. So right now there's barbecue sauce on top. What I did is I measured it out. I used this guy, sugar-free barbecue sauce, honey flavored, and it does have 2 grams of carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein, so you just get a couple carbohydrates. It does have quite a bit of sodium in it though, 190 milligrams, so be careful with that. I used 2 tablespoons for 16 pork chops, okay? Now we already put on sweet and smoky seasoning, crushed black pepper, okay, and a tiny bit of pink salt, okay? And when I say tiny bit, I mean a tiny bit. It's like 2 or 3 like splits on the 12 and 1 on the 4 pork chops. So as you can see, they're all seasoned and ready to go on the grill. Let's go check to see if it's all heated up. Okay, grill is pretty good to go. Cleaning it off right now. Ooh, dropped them. Alright, so he's at 300 degrees and climbing. I did turn it down to halfway on each burner though. So as my pork is cooking, I do like to make the vegetables. Now I already have some red and green peppers and onions that I made I think a day ago. And when I make them, I make a whole package, which is about 4 to 5 servings. So I'm set with those. I made a bag of rice the other day as well too. So I'm set with that for I think 10 servings. Now I figured I do need a bit more. So what I have is these guys, Steamin' Easy. I do not know how to pronounce them, but if you guys look at the macros on them, see if this guy is in focus for you. There you go. So you get 3.5 grams of fat, 7 carbs, but 8 grams of protein. So I view these as really good, and also for the carbohydrates, you have 4 grams of dietary fiber. Alright, we're gonna say that these guys are done and take them all off. We got a little bit of grill marks going, not too much, but at this point it doesn't really matter. They've been on there long enough where if they don't have the grill marks, then that's not how you can tell if they're done. So, just so I'm not showing this the entire time. So I did trim off a bit of the fat on these guys. So I know a lot of people say, oh, leave the fat on, that's flavor. A lot of it gets burned off anyways when you grill it. I do know that that happens, but the point of the matter is I'm not trying to get excess fat in my diet. So I trimmed it. I don't really care if they taste a tiny bit different. To me, I mean, college kid that just finally graduated, my palate isn't really looking for something that tastes very, very particular. It doesn't matter to me if it could be a little better. Actually, check this, guys. Oh. The plane is super close. Couldn't even see it in the lens. Alright, I'm gonna put this down. To give you guys a perspective about how I figure things out, I use an app designed by Mike Vacanti. Vacanti? It might be Vacanti. I think it's Mike Vacanti. And it's a pretty good app, newly developed. He put it out about, I think, a month and a half ago, I'm not too sure. But he has a lot of good stuff in there, and I believe he updates it currently with new stuff, new items. So it's actually probably the most concise and effective and legitimate app out there, at least from my standpoint, because I've used like MyFitnessPal and other ones that are pretty nice, but I just kind of trust this guy better. He's doing the same type of things I'm doing, has the same mindset as me, and when people have the same mindset as you and it's working for them, it's usually a good idea to follow what they're doing. At least that's my my theory on things. But so we got pork right here on the scale, 190 grams, okay? So if you look over here in Mike's app, for the macros for pork chops, cooked, see if I can get that light out of the way. Oh well. Pork chops cooked is 27 grams of protein, 0 carbs, and 5 grams of fat. And it's 153 calories. So that's for 100 grams. I hope that didn't change. I might have put my elbow on it. 190. We'll go with 190 grams since it's fluctuating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the servings, and we're going to do entering grams up here, and 190. Okay, save. Alright, so what we got remaining for today is 142 grams of protein, 109 for carbs, and 43 grams of fat. So it automatically deduces it for you, and it tells you what you got left. And this is based off of saying I'm going to have about 1,684 calories a day. So I'm actually, in probably 2 weeks' time, going to increase my calorie intake, but this is set up for dieting right now. I've been dieting down since about the end of A term. And for you guys that don't go to WPI, that's about October, mid-October. So from mid-October to about now, which is July something, July 15th, I don't know today's date. I've been dieting, and I was 192 pounds in October, and now I'm 159 pounds. And the thing is as I've gone down in weight, I've gone up in my strength. And that was the main point of my entire program, was to be able to lose weight but go up in strength while still looking good. Now, I may not be the most jacked guy you've ever seen, but I'm attempting to look the way that I want to look, and that is good to me. Obviously, I want to look better than this, but I'm not like getting show ready. It'd be pretty cool if I got down to that body fat percentage, because I've never been that low, but we'll see what happens. So, as for the rest of this meal prep, we got this here, these set up like this. Now, I did want to set it up into individual meals. However, I'm going on a trip this weekend, and I think I'm just going to take a large container and put everything I can in that one container, and take my scale with me, and I'll just weigh it out as I go. That seems to be the easiest way to do things on a trip. I could pre-package the meals and do it like that, except it takes up too much space. So yeah, one big container, put it in a lunchbox, and you're good to go. I think that's going to be the end of this meal prep, guys. So it's kind of like more of a spontaneous meal prep, but I wanted to do it just so you guys could see how to manage some stuff a little bit differently than I have in the other meal preps, especially with like cooking with a grill and other things. Alright, have a good one. See you in the next video. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at what the edamames look like. 76 grams is a serving size. It's fluctuating right now between 75 and 76, so I always round up. Now that is going to be 8 grams of protein and 3.5 grams of fat. Right? Yep.